Welcome. In today's postpartum series, we are going to be reconnecting back to center. So that is the theme for today's class. Hopefully you've had a chance to watch the foundational video on the pelvic floor and you've been working on your breath and your posture, stacking your bones and your pelvic floor and breath. And now we're going to move a bit. This class is going to be very gentle. It's very mild. If you need something more vigorous, which you might need to just blow off some steam and have something a bit more vigorous, I recommend going for a walk. Take the stroller, go for a walk, get your heart rate up a little bit. And today we're just moving very slowly and gently. If you've had any separation in your abdominals, any diastasis, this class can help you. So we're going to be very gentle with our abdominals and how we're working them and thinking about them. And again, it's really about kind of waking up the core and getting all the muscles back online. So just paying a little bit of attention and also having an intention with the body to kind of come back to ourselves and reconnect to center. You will need a small pillow, so go grab that if you don't have it. I'm going to put it to the side, and then we're going to start lying on our back. To get on the floor, I want you to just lie right on your side, just like you did when you were pregnant, and then you're going to roll onto your back. So we're not going to be rolling up and down through the spine just yet. We will take a little time to get there. So you're just lying down and your feet are hip width apart and there's a 90-degree angle in your legs. And I just want you to connect to where you are on the ground, feeling the support of the floor underneath you. Lift your head up, have a little glance, make sure that you look like you're in the middle. Yeah, so you have a sense of symmetry between your right and your left. Just take a moment for yourself. It's probably a very hectic time for you right now. So take a moment and just thank the floor, thank your body, and I'm happy to be with you during the next 20 minutes of this class. So we're going to start with our 360 breath. So inhaling through the nose and exhaling through your mouth. And your 360 breath, if you recall, is breathing that ribcage wide and then to the front and to the back at the same time. You can place your hands on your ribs if you'd like. So inhaling through the nose, filling up the ribcage with air, and then exhaling through your mouth. Allowing your bones to just settle on the floor. Inhaling through your nose. And then exhaling through your mouth. One more breath. Inhaling through your nose. And then exhaling through your mouth. Feel free to place your arms to your side and you can just breathe naturally throughout the class. We're going to start by just rolling the head on the floor. This is what I mean about starting simply. You're just rolling your head. So easy. When we have a new baby, all of our attention and focus is on that child, on that life. And if we have a family, a bigger family and other kids, then our focus is on holding the family together as well. And there's very little focus on our body, yeah? So finding these moments where you can just connect to your body and roll your head on the ground. Yeah, just feeling your neck. So important. Breathing as you roll. Feeling the support of the ground underneath your head and how your head rolls upon it. Paying a little attention to your neck. You're going to come back to center, just settling your head. Your arms are going to reach up to the ceiling. You're grabbing your elbows with your hands, and now you're going to roll on your ribs side to side. You can reach your arms. You can see my arms are reaching up to the ceiling, so my shoulder blades are a little wide. Because the shoulder blades are wide, I can feel the ribs a little bit more, and then you're just going to rock on your ribs. So you spend a lot of time rocking your baby. Now you're rocking yourself. Here we go. Just feeling a little right and left, and right and left, and right and left. Now my legs and my pelvis are stable as I do this. So I'm not moving my legs, not moving my pelvis. I'm just feeling like I'm massaging my back on the floor. breathing into this. Giving your back a little bit of love. And then coming back to center, arms are going to come to your sides. Now we're going to focus on the pelvis. So we're going through these anchors. Head, ribs, tail is next. You're going to inhale as you draw your tailbone down towards the floor. You're going to exhale as you roll back and sink in the belly. Inhaling to come forward. Just feeling how the pelvis moves here. The mobility you have in your spine. Exhale as you roll back. I have my hands on my 2 hip bones. Feel free to do that if that helps. Kind of give you a sense of your pelvis again. And then tipping back. Inhaling forward. Letting the tailbone feel heavy. Let the back arch off the mat. Let your pubic bone drop down between your 2 legs. And then roll back on the tail. Sink in the belly. You can push with the feet a little bit if that helps. Kind of push the feet out and feel your back hug the floor. Inhaling forward. Tailbone down and then exhaling back. Sinking in the belly. Now we don't want to grip in the abdominals. I don't want you to tense. And I actually do want your hands on your body now. So as you roll back, there's a feeling of sinking and of lengthening, not of tensing and pushing down. So you don't want to feel any bulging in your tummy right now. Inhaling. And then exhale, feeling that nice, gentle sinking through the belly as you lean the spine down. Last one. We're taking this right into the bridge. This is the first moment of your bridge. You roll back on your tail. Your belly is sinking. It's a hollowing out through the belly. From here, I'm placing the arms back down. You're stepping on the feet and you're starting to lift your hips up into the air. You're going to inhale here. You're going to exhale as you roll your spine back down. So try to think about rolling the spine out. Lengthening the back. Sometimes when we bridge, we're thinking about the back of our legs, and that's our intention, and we're really trying to recruit the hamstrings and the glutes. Today, I want you to think about your spine and feel your spine. So we're paying attention to our back. Inhaling. Exhale as you curl. As you curl, your belly sinks. You step on the feet. You peel your spine up off the floor. You inhale here. You exhale as you roll down. Now, I remember doing this movement after my daughter was born, and the inversion, the lifting of the hips felt so good. Let's try it again, rolling up. Because all my organs kind of went back up, right? There's sometimes a feeling of heaviness in the pelvis after birth. And so this is a nice way to kind of reset and allow everything to travel back up, using gravity to help you, and then rolling down through the spine. So we're just inhaling at the bottom, exhale as you roll up. Stepping on the feet. Don't worry about going too high. Taking a breath and rolling down, feeling that lengthening of the back, one vertebra at a time, rolling onto the floor. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale to curl. Step on the feet, roll on up the back. Inhaling at the top, and then rolling back down, just feeling that lengthening of the back. Very good. We're going to grab our pillow. The pillow is going to go in between your thighs, and all we're doing with the pillow, I'm actually going to fold in. We're just going to squeeze and release, so very simple. We're connecting back to those inner thighs. So let's inhale before we squeeze. And then we're going to exhale and squeeze the pillow, connecting to the inner thighs. Inhaling to release. Exhaling to squeeze. If you have a small kind of squishy ball, you can use that as well. Inhaling. And exhaling. Now let's go back to the breath and pelvic floor. So we're just bringing in this other layer of inner thigh activation as we engage the pelvic floor. We inhale here. We exhale, we gently lift. You can think of that image of the scarf pulling up through the middle, gentle lifting of the pelvic floor, and then squeezing your pillow. You're exhaling as you do that. Inhaling to release. Relaxing the pelvic floor. Exhale, pelvic floor lifts. Inner thighs squeeze. Let's add a little sinking in the belly. Inhaling, relax. Exhale, pelvic floor lifts. Start with your breath. Pelvic floor, inner thighs. Belly sinking. Inhale. Exhale, squeezing. Pelvic floor lifting. Squeezing those inner thighs. And it's the sinking in the belly is just a gentle flattening. It's not a pushing of your spine down onto the floor. It's a hugging of the belly to middle. Remember in our foundational video how we placed our hand in the front and in the back. You might even feel your back activating a little bit as you do this. Let's do 3 more. Inhaling, exhale to squeeze. Pelvic floor lifting, inner thighs engaging. Inhaling to relax, opening the legs. Exhale to squeeze. Pelvic floor lifting, inner thighs, belly sinking. Last one. Exhale. Excellent. The pillow is going to come to the side, and we're going to move on to a little lifting of the legs. So inhaling here, exhale, you're going to lift your right leg up. Inhale, back down. Exhale, lift left leg up. Inhaling back down. Now I want you to see if you can feel a little bit of that flattening in the belly. Just like a gentle weight. If I was to lay like an ankle weight flat across your belly, there would be like a little bit of sinking. And it's not that your back is caving or pushing down, yeah? We're just trying to activate the transverse abdominis. So that is the deepest layer of your core and your abdominals, your deepest abdominal layer. And we're not going to be working the rectus or the superficial abs right now. We're just giving that time to repair. So inhaling, exhale to lift the leg up. See if you can feel leg and a little sinking in the belly at the same time. Inhaling down, exhale, other leg up. And we're just marching here. And see if you can feel, again, that flattening, sinking in the belly. If you place your fingers 2 inches from the inside of your pelvis, your 2 pelvic bones, you should feel a bit of activation as you lift the leg. And you should feel it even if you were thinking about sinking and your legs are down, right? So it's not dependent upon the leg lifting. So we just call this marching. Seeing if you can feel that working of your transverse. Fingers 2 inches on the insides of your hip bones. And if you don't feel anything, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Just move your legs. I am not in a postpartum body, so I can feel my musculature more. You might not feel anything with your hands, but you're going to be breathing and moving your legs. I should have prefaced this movement with that idea. What you can feel is your tail underneath you and your pubic bone in the front, your ribs on the ground, your head on the ground, and your breath. Okay, I'm going to move off my mat for this next movement because my mat is a little sticky and I want to be able to slide my legs. So I want you to be able to slide your legs. The same idea here, we're just going to slide one leg out and then we're sliding it back. So let's start with the right. So right leg slides out. Right leg slides in. Right leg slides out. Right leg slides in. And again, feeling just a gentle hugging of your belly. It's not going to feel like you're doing ab work. That's not what we're after here. This is about reconnecting. And it might just be that you feel your leg moving. It might feel not like a lot. That's okay. We're starting really at baseline here. Exhale as you slide. Inhale to return. And you don't have to breathe with the leg every single time. Just let your breath be natural. Let's move to the other leg. Sliding out and coming in. And sliding out and coming in. I am moving the leg a bit independent of my trunk. You can see that my spine's not moving around a whole bunch as I do this. I'm just feeling the leg here. Again, let your breath be natural. We're going to add on to this in just a moment. 2 more. Last one. We're adding on back to the right leg. We're adding an external rotation. The thigh drops open, it slides down, and then it comes back up. We're making it a little bit more complex. So you might feel a little bit more in your tummy to do this. As the leg opens to the side, I don't want to allow my whole torso to move. So again, I'm staying with that idea of moving the leg independent of the trunk. Breathing here. And just feeling that spiral. Thigh opens. My whole left side stays anchored as my right thigh opens. And then I slide the leg down and then bending back up. Actually feels really nice. I hope this feels good to you too. Let's do the other side. So left leg. Sliding and bending and opening and bending. Letting that thigh open to the side and then reaching down. Breathing here. Again, you can just let your breath be natural. Trying to feel stable as the leg opens to the side so that you're not rolling towards that leg. Two more. And then last one. Excellent. You're going to lift one leg up. You're going to lift the other leg up. You're going to cross your right ankle over your left thigh. You're going to grab hold behind the left knee. You're coming into a figure 4. So I want you to feel length through the spine in your figure 4 today so that we're feeling just length through the pelvic floor. Spine is reaching long. If your tail feels like it wants to curl up, try to reach it back down, your tail. Your left leg is going to come up. You're just going to circle your ankle. So just moving your foot a bit. And then reversing. Yeah, and switching sides. Left ankle over the right thigh, grabbing hold behind the right knee. Feel free to pull those legs in, but also feel that your tail is reaching long at the same time. And then right leg comes up, and then circle your ankle. Just paying attention to all these parts. Oh, I got a little crack there of your body, which maybe you haven't tended to in a while, like your feet, your neck, and your feet, and your toes. Keeping your breath going. And then uncross your legs, and then one hand on top of each knee, and you're just going to circle your thighs. So your thighs come down to your chest, and they open, and they come around, and you can just let your back move as it wants to. Leaning down into the floor, and then letting your back arch. Taking a nice stretch through those hips. This should feel really good, yeah? And then you're going to reverse these circles, opening, coming down, and then reaching out. letting your back respond. And then holding the legs into middle. Just do a little curl up through the back, just to stretch for a moment. And then coming all the way back down, you're going to roll to your side. Yeah, so one arm long, roll to your side. You're going to press yourself up. I'm going to come back onto my mat. And we're coming into mermaid. So both legs are off to the left. You can just mirror me here. Both legs off to the left. You're going to grab hold of your ankle and you're coming into your side stretch. So breathing here and feeling a stretch through the right side. You're going to open this arm up. You're coming down onto your elbow. You're counter stretching. Send your breath to the left side of your rib cage, inhaling. And feeling stretch, almost like you're separating your ribs from your hips. You're going to come all the way up. You're grabbing your ankle. You're in your mermaid. Side stretching. I'm bouncing a little. That kind of feels good. If you want to rock, you can. You're going to open the arm. You're coming down onto your elbow into your counter stretch. And again, sending your breath to the top side of your ribs. Lifting that arm, grabbing your ankle into your mermaid last time here. Try to keep your sternum up. It may feel like you want to collapse down. I want you to lift up through the chest as you reach to the side. And then coming down into your counter stretch, let's rotate. You're going to face the floor. You're going to rotate up to the ceiling. You're going to rotate to the floor. You're rotating around your right arm. Feeling your torso just move around your right arm. And then from here, you're going to make your way all the way down onto your side. I'll scoot down just a little bit, and we're lying on our side. And legs are bent. Soles of the feet are in line with the body, so legs bent, but feet a little bit tucked back, and then we're just moving into clam. So feeling a reach through the thigh as you lift, and then lowering back down. Spiraling that thigh open. So giving a little attention now to the outside of the hip. Very simple. So we can be thinking about how our abdominals are connected in all of these postures. So here as we do our clam, there's still a gentle hugging back of the belly. Yeah, so gentle. So this is our ab work for now. Just thinking about how the abdominals support us in all of these moves and not really spending much time in vigorous ab work just yet. We'll get there. Okay, but you might be feeling your hip, which is lovely. Keeping that belly pulled a little in, gentle hugging, keeping your breath moving. We're just going to add on. You're going to lift the knee up. You're going to pull the thigh up. You're going to lower foot to foot. You're going to lower knee to knee. You're lifting the knee. You're lifting the leg. You're lowering and lowering. Lifting, lifting, lowering, lowering. Keeping your breath moving, feeling how that leg can move in the socket. So playing with the leg and all these different orientations on our back and now on our side. Allowing that leg to roll in the socket as we move. And then the rest of my torso is pretty stable and quiet. One more, you're going to hold it there. You're going to grab hold of the leg with your hand, and you can just take a gentle stretch. Feeling a gentle stretch in your hip. You're going to lower the leg down. You're going to press yourself all the way up. We're swinging the legs around to the other side, and we're coming into mermaid the other direction. So grabbing hold of your ankle, left arm is up, stretching through this left side. Breathing here. Feel free to rock. Opening the arm, coming down onto your elbow, counter stretching, breathing. And then coming up, grabbing your ankle, side stretching, trying to keep your chest up. And even in your mermaid here, you can feel just a gentle pulling back through your belly. In the side stretch, I want you feeling just some space between your ribs and your hips. That's what we're trying to create here. is some distance. Sometimes those ribs can get kind of stuck down on our pelvis, and we just want to offer some space in our middle. Coming down. Staying here and adding rotation, rotating face the floor, rotating up to the ceiling. So rotating around your left arm now. Breathing into that right rib cage. And then coming all the way down onto your side. Come into side lying on this side, and we're starting with clam. So both legs are bent, feet are stacked, externally rotating the top leg, and then back down. And you can kind of just give over to the floor, right? We don't need to energize a lot of the rest of our body, right? We can kind of be passive and just lie on the floor and do minimal work. Especially because you may be a little sleep deprived. So it's good to just be gentle with ourselves. So feeling that external rotation as you lift and then back down. And externally rotate, lift, and then lower. And the belly is just gently hugging back. And you're feeling that leg spiral. Taking these few moments for yourself while your baby is sleeping or with the nanny out on a walk. Just take in this moment for yourself. We're adding on. We externally rotate, we lift the leg. Lower foot to foot, lower knee to knee, lift the knee, lift the leg. So this is a bit of a hinge. Yeah, we kind of hinge in the hip to lift it up. And then we lower down. Lift and hinge. Keeping your breath going. Just waking up those glutes a little bit. On the outside of your hip. You're doing great. Last one. Lift the knee, lift the leg, grab hold. Just give yourself a nice little stretch here. Excellent. Lower that leg. Push yourself up and come into hands and knees. So you're going to come on your hands and knees. And we're moving into cat and cow. So hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. Again, we're going to stay with that idea of the belly hugging up, and the belly's hugging up. In this context, it's moving the spine. So inhale here. Exhale as you pull the belly in and allow your spine to move as your belly pulls in. So you're rounding your back. And then you're going to reach through and arch your back. So your head is coming up, your tail is reaching behind you, and this is your inhale. You're inhaling here. Exhale to round. Pulling up through the belly. You can even just let your head go. Maybe it feels like a good stretch in your back. And then inhaling through, opening the chest. And then exhale, rounding. Inhale, lengthening. Finding a relationship between the crown of the head and your tail. And exhale, curling under, head drops. And inhaling through, lengthening. Paying attention to the belly, how the belly participates here by pulling up. It's aiding and rounding the spine. Last one. And then coming back just onto hands and knees. And we're moving into an exercise called bird dog, which you might know. So right arm and left leg are going to reach in opposition. We're coming back down, and then we're switching sides. And then coming back down and switching sides. So feeling a little stability here as we transfer our weight. Keeping your breath going. Feeling arm and leg parallel to the floor. And if this is hard on your wrists, if you've had any sort of carpal tunnel, I'm going to give you a little stretch after this. You can see if there's one side that's more challenging than the other. Let's do one more each side. And then from here, you're going to open your knees just a tiny bit. Sit back into your child's pose. Pressing your hands forward. You can let your head just come to the floor. Let your hips fully relax. Let your shoulders relax. And then come up. Let's do a little stretching for your wrists. So you're going to place your back of your hand. Let's come up a bit so your hips are not sitting. And the back of the hand is on the ground and your fingers are spread. And then you're just going to kind of rock a little bit. The bulk of my weight, I'm very gentle on my hands here. There's not a lot of weight on your hands here when you're in this position. You're very gently just kind of rocking and leaning to stretch. So sitting a little bit down as you stretch. And then you're going to turn your palms to face the ground with your fingers facing your body. And again, just gently rocking, a little forwards and a little back here. Breathing like so. Taking in the stretch. As you go back is when you're going to feel the wrist stretch. You can just play with that. We're going to turn the hands once again. Hands are as wide as the mat. Your toes are tucking under. You're reaching back into your downward dog. So take some space between your feet. Press into your hands. Open your chest and send your hips back. Think about the length in your spine. So the crown of the head is reaching away from your tail. You're opening your chest. You're leaning your sternum towards your shins. You're breathing here. Your heels can fall down. They can be a little bit up. Just see what works for you today. And then you're going to come back onto your knees and you're going to sit back into your child's pose. Try and just explore the child's pose position so you can rock a little side to side. Let your hips move. We're going to come up onto the hands, tuck the toes under, reach back into the downward dog. Opening your chest. Coming down, sitting back into your child's pose. Coming up into your downward dog. You're going to stay here and pedal out the feet, so just moving your feet. Bending one knee as you come up onto tiptoe and really pushing the other heel down. But try to get this toe stretch as well. Like the foot, the heel that's lifted, the toes are pushing down, yeah? So right heel goes down, left heel lifts up. Push those toes. So I'm bending my toes on one foot and I'm stretching my calf on the other. From here, you're going to come down onto your knees. You're going to lean a bit forward into your hands. My hair's in my eyes. And you're pressing into the hands and lifting your chest up. You're going to tuck your toes. This is a modified plank. So we're coming into a little modified plank. Pressing down through the hands as you lift the chest up. Tuck your toes under, reaching back into your downward dog. We're going to just go back and forth in those two positions. So coming down onto your knees, you're coming forward into your hands, you're lifting up, chest up. Your toes tuck under. You bring your hips back, you come into your downward dog. You come forward onto your knees, you lift the chest up. Last one, reach back. So exploring the idea of a plank, a very, very gentle, minimal plank. And staying in your downward dog, taking one more stretch. Breathing here. Come down onto your knees. Feet flat, sit back into your child's pose just to finish. Taking one more breath here, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth, and then coming all the way up through your back. And you are all set for today. So I hope that feels really good. As we move along in the series, we're going to get a little bit more intense with our movements. But feel free to repeat this workout as much as you need, especially if this feels really good to you. You can just come back to this. And I hope that it feels good in your body. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.